They were one of China's most beloved on-screen couples, but behind the scenes, the chemistry wasn't quite what we imagined. So why did Li Xian describe kissing Yang Zi as kissing a brother? And what really happened that made him want to avoid romantic scenes altogether? Stick with us, because the truth is way more surprising, and even a little heartwarming. When Go-Go Squid first hit screens, it wasn't just another romantic drama, it became a cultural phenomenon. At the heart of it all was the magnetic pairing of Li Xian and Yang Zi. Their chemistry felt effortless, their connection almost too natural to be purely scripted. Fans across Asia and beyond quickly embraced the two as an ideal on-screen couple, sparking countless fan edits, shipping wars, and online discussions. For many, they weren't just characters, they were a dream pairing come to life. Yet behind the charming glances and emotional moments, the atmosphere on set was far more complex than anyone could have guessed. Recent reflections from Li Xian offered a surprisingly honest and unexpectedly amusing glimpse into what really happened during filming. He confessed that romantic scenes with Yang Zi were more challenging than expected. In his own words, he admitted, "It felt like I was kissing a brother." That single sentence, playful yet revealing, unlocked a whole new conversation around their dynamic. Not because it suggested any lack of respect or connection, but because it exposed the unusual tension that can exist when familiarity replaces romantic mystery. Li Xian and Yang Zi weren't awkward strangers trying to manufacture chemistry. They were close friends, almost siblings in spirit. And that very closeness, ironically, made romance harder to portray. What makes this revelation so compelling isn't the drama, but the humanity. It's a reminder that even in a world built on illusion and performance, the lines between actor and character are still shaped by real emotion. The truth is, sometimes what looks most natural on screen requires the greatest effort behind it. And in that struggle, we often find the most beautiful truths, not just about the actors, but about ourselves. While audiences saw a tender love story unfold on screen, what happened behind the scenes of Go-Go Squid was anything but typical romance. For Li Xian, working alongside Yang Zi was an experience filled with surprises, ones that challenged not only his acting instincts, but also his emotional balance. Yang Zi, widely known for her heartfelt performances and graceful charm, revealed a vastly different side once the cameras stopped rolling. Off-screen, she was spontaneous, witty, and unfiltered, a whirlwind of energy who didn't always play by the script. That unpredictable nature created a dynamic on set that was both endearing and chaotic. She was known to improvise, not just her dialogue, but her timing, her expressions, even her physical cues. In one now famous anecdote, Yang Zi leaned in unexpectedly during a take, catching Li Xian off guard in what was supposed to be a quiet, emotional moment. Rather than deepening the intimacy, the sudden move broke the atmosphere completely, and they both burst out laughing. For the crew, it was charming. For Li Xian, it was disorienting. As he later admitted, those moments made it nearly impossible to maintain the delicate emotional tone required in romantic scenes. But Yang Zi's spontaneity wasn't limited to playful gestures. She had a way of blurring the line between serious and silly. Her light-hearted energy turned even the most scripted scenes into unpredictable exchanges. She would joke between takes, tease her co-stars, and occasionally do things, like famously eating garlic before a kissing scene with another actor, Deng Luan, that tested not only professionalism but patience. And yet, no one questioned her intent. Beneath her antics was a genuine desire to connect, to lighten the weight of long days and emotional scenes. For Li Xian, this meant navigating a uniquely complicated dynamic. He deeply respected Yang Zi's talent and cherished her as a colleague. But the emotional closeness they shared off-camera became a paradox. It created comfort, yes, but it also stripped away the romantic tension that so many scenes relied upon. What resulted was a performance that had to be built not from attraction or mystique, but from pure craft and emotional discipline. And in that challenge, a new kind of chemistry was born, one rooted not in desire, but in mutual trust, laughter, and a strange kind of beautiful chaos. Acting, at its core, is an intimate art form. It requires the actor not only to embody a character, but to emotionally surrender to a moment that may feel entirely unnatural. For romantic scenes in particular, what the audience sees as effortless affection is often the result of carefully constructed emotional tension. Delicate, intentional, and vulnerable. And yet, when real-life relationships between actors blur those lines, something unexpected happens. The spark that ignites romantic chemistry on screen can quietly dissolve into something else. In the case of Li Xian and Yang Zi, the difficulty lay not in lack of familiarity, but in too much of it. When Li Xian remarked that kissing Yang Zi felt like kissing a brother, he wasn't mocking her. Rather, he was revealing the psychological paradox that intimacy in real life doesn't always translate to romance on screen. In fact, it can do the opposite. The closeness they shared, the inside jokes, the comfortable silence, the trust, removed the emotional tension needed for scenes that require longing, uncertainty, and vulnerability. From a psychological perspective, this makes perfect sense. Chemistry on camera is not necessarily built on deep personal connection, but on the illusion of it, the anticipation, the emotional distance that leaves room for imagination. When two actors are too relaxed with one another, too casual or familiar, that edge softens. What remains is not romance, but friendship, warm, sincere, but lacking the friction that makes desire believable. This isn't a failure on either actor's part. In fact, it speaks volumes about their human bond. It shows us that true connection doesn't always mirror what audiences crave in fiction. Sometimes, the more you genuinely care for someone as a friend, the harder it becomes to play a lover. The boundaries are too real. The respect, too sincere. For Li Xian, navigating this dynamic required extraordinary emotional discipline. He had to perform feelings that, in that context, felt inauthentic, not because the emotion was false, but because the friendship was too true. This is the quiet struggle that many actors face but rarely speak about, the challenge of crafting cinematic romance while honoring real-life connection. It is an invisible tension, but one that defines the line between storytelling and emotional honesty. Sometimes, the most powerful chemistry on screen isn't born from real-life passion, but from something subtler, something gentler. While many might assume that actors must feel romantic attraction to make a love story believable, the connection between Li Xian and Yang Zi challenges that idea. What they shared was not desire, but deep familiarity, and in that familiarity lay an unexpected kind of magic. Despite the emotional complexities they faced behind the scenes, their performances still resonated with millions. Fans weren't wrong to feel a spark. It was there, though it came from a different source. It was not the tension of two strangers discovering each other, but the comfort of two people who understood one another deeply. The audience wasn't watching two lovers fall in love. They were watching two people who trusted each other enough to be vulnerable, to play, to take risks, and somehow, that honesty made the romance feel even more real. This is what makes acting so mysterious. On-screen love does not need to mimic real-life attraction, it simply needs truth. In the case of Li Xian and Yang Zi, that truth was friendship, anchored in laughter, familiarity, and mutual respect. And perhaps that is why their relationship resonated so widely. It reminded viewers that love can come in many forms. It doesn't always look like longing glances and smoldering tension. Sometimes, it looks like warmth, ease, and shared silence. In an industry where forced chemistry often falls flat, theirs was refreshingly genuine. And maybe, just maybe, that quiet authenticity is what allowed their story to leave such a lasting impression. Not in spite of their real-life closeness, but because of it. In 2025, with the release of China's white paper on film and television, 75% of actors said their co-stars' behavior directly affects emotional scenes. It's a wake-up call for the industry, but also a gentle reminder that acting is deeply human. There's even talk among fans that if Li Xian and Yang Zi reunite, perhaps in a more serious romantic drama, their years of experience might help bring a deeper emotional resonance. Who knows, maybe next time, kissing won't feel like hugging a bro. At @NewsStarsCN, we believe every story has a heartbeat, even the ones that don't end in a kiss. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment below, and of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you for spending time with us, and stay tuned for more heartfelt stories, untold moments, and inspiring insights from your favorite Chinese stars. You're watching NewsStarsCN, where drama meets depth. Until next time, stay inspired.